What's going on, guys? T-Mart here, and today I've got a pretty cool video for you all. So, recently, all of the achievements for Call of Duty Ghosts were leaked. Yes, that's right, and it's pretty cool because it gives us a little bit of insight into the game. You know, what some of the missions might be like, or some of our challenges, some of the tasks we have to do, and it gives us a little bit of a preview of the game. Primarily the single player, of course. You know, with all Call of Duty games, most of the achievements are centered around the single player, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless. So, I wanted to share it with you guys. Now, just a little bit of a fair warning. If you guys are really sensitive to spoilers and things like that, you might not want to watch this video. I'll give you a little bit of time to click away, but yeah, it's not gonna be like a game-breaking spoiler like, oh my gosh, Riley dies or something like that. It's gonna be more like, you know, an objective you have to do, like take out a vehicle or something like that. So if you aren't interested in this and you want to save the whole campaign to be all fresh and new to you, then just go ahead and click away, and I'll have more videos coming for you soon. But anyway, getting into this, there are a bunch of new achievements, and let's check them out right here. We're just gonna go straight down the list. So starting off, the first achievement we've got is Ghost Stories, and this is complete the game on any difficulty. Next up, we've got Spatial Awareness, which is kill your first enemy in Ghosts. Next up, we have Brave New World, which is rendezvous in Fort Santa Monica. So if you guys don't know, a lot of the fighting in Call of Duty Ghosts is gonna take place on American soil. There's a lot of fighting in LA, there's a lot of fighting in San Francisco, there's a lot of stuff going on. You know, the enemies are hacking into our satellites and our, you know, war machines and shooting them down at us. So that's kind of where the campaign takes place. Now, the next achievement we have is Liberty Wall, and this says take down both attack helicopters in Brave New World. And I'm curious if we saw some of this mission in one of the recent trailers where we saw Riley take down a helicopter, which was pretty insane. But moving on, the next achievement we have is No Man's Land. We actually saw some of this gameplay and the initial reveal footage, and this just says make it to San Diego, so that's one of the objectives in the campaign. Next up is Blimey O'Reilly, which is pounce on 10 enemies whilst controlling Riley. So yes, that's right. In the campaign, you can control the dog Riley, you can attack enemies, you can jump through windows, you can chase them down. It's really cool. Now moving on to the next achievement here, we have Struck Down, which is a really kind of generic description. It just says find Ajax, which we don't really know much about that. Next up is Waste Not, and this says every shot with the remote sniper kills a person or a vehicle. That sounds like a really cool mission. I love the sniper missions in the Call of Duty games. I still will never forget the Gillies in the Mist mission in COD 4, where you're climbing through the mist, and then, you know, you got up in that building and you shot the guy and you had to judge the wind speed and things like that. It was really cool. That was an awesome mission. I'm looking forward to see how this one works. Now, next up, the next achievement is called Homecoming, and this just says defend LA. So again, there's going to be a lot of fighting on American soil. Next up, we have Go Ugly Early, which says A-10 strafe 50 enemies. So I'm curious, does this mean you get to fly an A-10 Warthog, the really badass fighter jet? I don't know. That would be pretty cool. Next up, we have Legends Never Die, which says hunt down Almagro. So Almagro must be like a really big enemy in this game. If he's got a whole achievement appointed to him and, you know, capturing him, then he's got to be a pretty big deal. So I'm sure he's a pretty big enemy here. Now, the next one is It Came From Below, and this says kill 6 enemies with the knife while underwater in Legends Never Die. So we have seen some underwater campaign gameplay from like one of the very first reveals, and it looks very cool. There's a lot of like stealth and, you know, going underwater and just doing crazy missions in this game, so that should be pretty cool. Now, next up, the next one is called Federation Day, and this is gather intel on Rourke. Federation Day is the name of a mission in Call of Duty Ghosts in the campaign, and it's supposed to be one of the coolest Call of Duty missions of all time. It was shown at E3. I unfortunately didn't get to make it, but I was talking with Victor from Charlie Intel, and he said he absolutely loved that mission, and it was one of the best he'd ever seen, so I'm super excited to play that. Now, the next achievement that we have is called Sleeping Beauty, and this says kill a sleeping enemy in the face down rappel section. So that sounds pretty cool. Next up, we've got Carbon Faceprint, which is catch the photocopier with your face. And when I read that, I saw some sort of like building collapsing, rappelling down, and there's a photocopy machine that comes flying down through a window that obviously is going to kill you if it hits you, but you get the achievement for that. That's just my envisionment. I don't know if that's true or not, but we'll have to wait and see. Next one is called Birds of Prey, and this just says capture Rourke. So I guess Rourke is also kind of an enemy that you're going after, as well as, what was his name, Almagro or something like that. So I don't know, you've got to capture Rourke there. Next up, we've got Burn Baby Burn is the name of the achievement, and it says destroy 80 fuel containers. That sounds like a ton of fun. I don't know if that's just a mission where you have to go around, you have to shoot like red barrels, or I don't know if that's where you're literally like up in a chopper shooting down at some compound, blowing up tons of crap and the entire building explodes. I'm not sure, but that sounds like a pretty cool mission whenever you get that. Now, next up, we've got The Hunted, and this says make it out alive. That must just be, you know, some campaign mission or dynamic or something where you have to get out of something alive. Maybe you're running away from something that's falling down. I'm not sure. The next achievement we have is Jungle Ghosts, and this says finish the mission without breaking stealth. So yeah, again, like I said, there's going to be a lot of stealth in this game, obviously, if it's named Ghosts and it's all about, you know, dark, secretive, you know, super stealthy, you know, fighters. Now, the name of the next mission that we have here is Clockwork, and this just says hack the system, so that's another just campaign event you have to do. The next up, we have Deep Freeze, and this one sounds really cool. It says drop 8 vehicles into ice holes. That sounds like a ton of fun. I can't wait to see what you have to do there. It sounds pretty interesting. Now, the next achievement we have is called Atlas Falls, and this says distract the Federation fleet. Again, just a random mission you have to complete. And the one after that says Grindin', and it says blow the pressure valves on your first attempt. So we'll just have to see what we do there. Next up, we have Piece of Cake that says storm the common room and kill everyone without taking damage on veteran. And this one is worth 100 gamer scores. So you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking this thing right here, Piece of Cake, is similar to the Mile High Club. You have to breach in, you have to, you know, take everybody out without taking damage, things like that. It sounds like it's a very, very, very tough mission. I'm sure it's timed, and if it's worth 100 gamer score, that's got to be pretty crazy. So this is going to kind of be like the Mile High Club of Call of Duty Ghosts, if that was to be my guess. Now, next up, the one after that is called Into the Deep, and this just says destroy the enemy ship. I'm sure that's one of the underwater missions. Next up, we have David and Goliath. It says take down the LCS on the first go. No clue what that means. We'll have to wait and see. The name of the next achievement is End of the Line, and it just says storm the factory, so again, that's just a campaign event. Next up, we have Cog and the Machine, which says kill 5 enemies without being detected before infiltrating Black Zone. So again, that's part of the stealthy, you know, features. You're gonna have to stay stealthy in this campaign. The next achievement we have is called Sin City, which just says plan your next move, but based off the name of that achievement, you can tell we're going to Las Vegas. And then the following achievement kind of confirms that. It's called Jackpot, and it says destroy 20 slot machines. So we're going to be fighting in the casinos of Las Vegas, which sounds pretty cool. Next up, we've got All or Nothing, which just says gather the troops. It's another campaign mission. Next up, we have End of Your Rope, which says cut a grappling hook rope with an enemy on it. That sounds like a ton of fun. The next achievement says Severed Ties. It says destroy the Federation satellite array. So that's what the Federation is using to rain down those rods and bombs and missiles and stuff on us, so we're gonna have to take that out. Next up, we've got Fly by Wire, which says take out 3 of 3 helicopters with the remote missile. That's kind of self-explanatory. Next up, we've got the Loki, and to get this achievement, you have to commandeer the enemy space station. So this sounds pretty cool. This is where we saw some of that space warfare in the most recent trailer, and you're gonna have to go up there, you're gonna have to take control of the enemy space station, and then I'm sure you're gonna be able to rain down fire on the enemies from their own weapon, which should be pretty cool. Now, the next achievement is called They Look Like Ants, and for this one, you have to destroy all enemy ground targets and kill no allies with rods. And rods are like the missiles or the bombs that you shoot down from space, from the space station, which is pretty cool. Now, next up, we've got the Ghost Killer, which just says confront Rourke. So Rourke must be like the big enemy, because we're getting down to the end of the achievements here. This is kind of like towards the end of the game. And then after that, we've got Tickets Please, which for this achievement, you have to shoot the rappel guys off the side of the train, which is pretty cool. And then finally, for the last of the achievements, the last 3 here, we've got Audio File, which says collect all 18 Rourke files, which that's like intel, I guess, from the previous games. You know, there's going to be little briefcases around that you have to pick up. And then we've also got You've Earned It, which says finish the campaign on Veteran. And then finally, the very last achievement doesn't have anything to do with campaign. It's called Safeguard, and it says you have to reach round 20 in Safeguard, which if you guys don't know, Safeguard is like a clan ops game mode, and it's kind of like survival from Modern Warfare 3. So you got to reach round 20 with that thing to get that achievement. So yeah, guys, there you have it. Those are all of the achievements for Call of Duty Ghosts. As you can see, we we got a pretty good idea of what the campaign's going to be like, and it seems like they do have quite a few epic missions coming for us, so it should be pretty exciting. Now, in terms of the achievements, there were 18 total achievements that, just, had something to do with, like, missions and things like that, or, like, complete a certain level. So I believe there's going to be 18 levels to the Call of Duty Ghosts campaign, which isn't bad. Modern Warfare 3 had 17. Its campaign lasted probably about 6 hours of playtime, so I would expect the Ghost campaign to be, 6 to 7 hours, maybe 8 at the max. So it's going to be a decent campaign length. It's not going to be the longest in the world, but it should be pretty exciting. So there you guys have it. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Let me know if you plan on playing the campaign. Do you guys enjoy the campaign or do you not? I actually like it. I always play it first every year. I like achievement hunting. I like, the campaign storylines are always pretty cool to me, and I haven't really gotten tired of them, but I know a lot of people just hop straight into multiplayer. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Check out one of the other videos in the description. See me yet. Catch you all later. Peace out.